Happy Sunday. We're here with Bobby and JG Radio. We have some repeat offenders here today. Back with us is Ginny Funk. She's been with the Alzheimer's Association for 15 years. Somehow got down here to Texas from Wyoming. And then we also have Brooke Craig, which is out of Fort Worth, but she's been here, a San Antonian, for 8 years.
8 years.
Been with Alzheimer's Association for 2. I'm assuming that she's a Spurs fan, even though she left the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But you don't have to answer that. It's up to you. But I want to say thanks for hanging out with us again.
Thank you.
Very excited to have you guys back. It's an awesome organization that you all have, and we love to always feature it as much as we can. So
thank you so much.
Tell us about the San Antonio branch of the Alzheimer's Association, everything that you all do.
Sure. So the Alzheimer's Association is a national organization, and we do have a branch here, or a chapter rather, here in San Antonio in South Texas. We oversee 47 counties, all the way down to Brownsville and McAllen, and then as far kind of into the hill country as Bernie and that area as well.
Sure.
But the Alzheimer's Association actually is the leading voluntary health organization in Alzheimer's care, support, and research. And the San Antonio chapter was founded back in 1989, believe it or not, kind of around a kitchen table. And it has just grown and grown and grown. And now we are even bigger and better today.
Awesome. So 47 counties.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of area to cover.
It is a huge, tremendous area.
And so I really wanted to because there's a lot of people that don't know, unless it's affected them in some personal way, they don't know what Alzheimer's is. So let's talk about Alzheimer's. What is Alzheimer's?
Okay, so Alzheimer's disease is a brain disease.
Right.
It is progressive. It is not a normal part of aging, although I think we're going to talk a little bit about symptoms. And a lot of times people, when they recognize these symptoms, they think that, no, that's just mom being mom. But Alzheimer's is a brain disease that affects memory, behavior, thinking, can cause such confusion, agitation. It actually destroys brain cells in every part of the brain, especially as it progresses.
Right.
And it just keeps getting really worse and worse.
And so what I like to point out is that in the beginning, it's, memory and stuff like that. But eventually, as it progresses, doesn't it get down to just even starts to affect motor skills and then your ability to even,
Absolutely.
To do anything.
Yes. And not everyone actually has the first sign and symptom, short-term memory loss. For some, it's language. You actually start to notice that they're not speaking correctly, or they're starting to say the same things over and over, or they're asking the same things. So the majority, particularly if it's Alzheimer's, short-term memory is kind of what's noticed first. But with some of the other dementias, it's other aspects of the brain. So that's just one of many.
Sure.
What's the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia?
Most commonly asked question that we get. So think of an umbrella.
Okay.
You're holding an umbrella. The top part of the umbrella that casts over everything is dementia. Dementia is the umbrella term. Think of cancer. Cancer is an umbrella term, but what kind of cancer do you have? With dementia is basically, it means that you are suffering cognitive decline, which who doesn't feel like you're suffering, right? By the end of a Friday afternoon, you kind of feel like your brain is, but this is cognitive decline that's serious enough to interfere with daily living. That's dementia. And so dementia is just this broad umbrella term that means symptoms of cognitive decline. But what causes dementia? So the long handle that comes down from the umbrella, that's Alzheimer's disease, because it accounts anywhere from 60 to 80% of all the dementia symptoms that are out there. That's why you hear about Alzheimer's the most, more than any other kind of dementia. And so some people will say, well, my loved one has dementia, and we don't really push it because we don't have to know whether it's Alzheimer's or another, but Alzheimer's causes dementia symptoms.
So if you're just joining us, we're here with Alzheimer's Association here on Bobby and GG Radio, talking about this awesome organization that covers 47 counties from the San Antonio area all the way down to the Rio Grande Valley. So how does the Alzheimer's Association help in general?
With a lot of education about the disease, what it does, why it does what it, kind of how it progresses, and for families on a daily basis, why do their loved ones do the things that they do, and how do you react? For example, if someone refuses to bathe for weeks and weeks at a time, and you just can't get them
Wait,
that
wait.
done.
You're saying JJ has Alzheimer's? Is that what you're telling me?
Scary
I'm not.
me. This
I
is
am
scary.
not.
Okay.
That's just one thing, and so we have a lot of information on tips and recommendations, trying different things on pretty much everything that can happen in day-to-day living with someone with Alzheimer's.
So you're educating the public. You're
We
educating
are.
families.
Yep,
But
and
you're also
professionals.
and professionals, and you're
You
also
bet.
advocating for it.
Absolutely.
disease.
And here's the thing, for the longest time, a lot of people weren't even diagnosed until they were more in the middle stages, so they couldn't really even advocate on behalf of themselves because
Right.
they were too far into the disease. Now, today, in this year, there are more people than ever that are in the early stages of the disease, and they're advocating on behalf of themselves and others who are in early stages.
Can someone pass away from Alzheimer's?
Yes.
And so when somebody passes away from Alzheimer's, what eventually did it?
The deterioration. of
Pneumonia.
is it?
And what happens is, as the disease progresses in the end stages, the brain loses the ability. The brain basically is telling our body everything of what it needs to be doing and how organs work. And as it progresses and those brain cells die and they don't come back, the body eventually shuts down and is not able to know how to swallow, to eat. And those are things that we have to in order to live.
Survive.
So
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk about more with this organization, talk about some early warning signs, planning, and how to solve the problem, and some education and how you can volunteer for this great organization. For more information, you can call 210-822-6449. Again, that's 210-822-6449. And you can check out the website at alz.org. Again, that's alz.org. We're going to take a quick break with our weekly Mortgage Matters with Trevor Morton. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And be a fan of our show at bobbyandjgradio.com.